Hello and welcome to DCB SideQuest episode number 154. I'm pretty sure that's a number drop.
What do those numbers do?
Yeah, the numerology of the 154.
Oh, yeah, I remember there was a time we were supposed to. I was supposed to bring up the numerology every single episode. I think I did it once.
Started a tradition. Yeah.
So it's too hard to Google the numbers randomly because then you just get loads of.
Google's
pointless.
tough, man.
It is.
Ads, you gotta
use Bing.
Oh, Bing, yeah. You've been talking about Bing for like a few years.
No, I don't use Bing.
I know, Jeeves,
I was
right?
using DuckDuckGo.
That's what it was. I already forget.
What is DuckDuckGo?
It's a search engine that Google doesn't track. You know what I mean? It's like,
Are
you
worried
if
that
you
Google
type
are
something
tracking?
into, I know Google is tracking. They talk about it.
Are you worried that they're gonna out you for searching for more canoes?
For how to polish your kayak.
That's it, kayaks. Oh dear.
Well, guys, I had 154 together is about relates to the field of money and personal development.
Okay.
If you break it down, it's saying that the angels are trying to calm and reassure you. They're also giving you a bit of a warning to take your
like
time.
angel investors?
Angel investments.
investors.
30,000
Angel
roughly.
Oh no.
Between 30 and 100 grand. They're angel investors.
Personal development money pitching.
It's you're all gonna get rich after listening to this podcast because
There you go.
Yeah.
Better show up every week to get more rich.
Maybe
More
three of your
richness.
lottery numbers today should be 1, 5, and 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Maybe.
maybe.
How many,
1,
how many
5,
numbers
4.
are in the lottery? I thought it was.
I think
Was it
I think it's
7?
6. So maybe you should go 1,
6?
5, 4, 15, 54.
Is that too
And
high? I
then-
don't know how many numbers are available.
I think it goes up to 60. I might do that after the show. If I
Just do it.
if I get rich, oh my.
Do you guys play lottery? Do you ever buy lotto tickets, even when it's like like a month ago it was like $1 billion or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, occasionally. I'll
When
see,
it's
like,
a
the Euro
billion?
Millions.
When
Yeah.
it's a billion, I'm
Yeah.
kind of like, I guess I should buy a ticket. I mean,
You
it's $1
wanna know
billion.
the last time I bought a lottery ticket, right? It was actually not that long ago because I was walking in the park and a bird pooped on my head. And
Oh.
Good luck.
I kid you not.
Yeah, it's good
and they
luck.
said it's good luck. So I bought the lottery ticket. Alas, I did not win. I just got
Oh,
pooped
okay.
on. Nothing.
Well.
That was not good luck.
You might have had luck in
I
other
don't feel.
places.
I don't see how a bird pooping on your head indicates good luck. That seems
It's
like
because
bad
people
luck.
were like, it's because someone got pooped on, and everyone's like, haha, you got pooped on. He's like, no, good luck. Good luck. Yeah, joke's on you.
Doesn't feel like good luck.
It's
Feels
true.
like shit.
That's what I mean.
Here's my
It's the same thing as
takeaway.
when these-
My
Yeah.
takeaway on that is that it's rare to have a bird poop on your head. So therefore, something rare has happened that day, and therefore your luck is up
Must be
because of
lucky.
rarity. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why.
Maybe. That's why.
But there's-
that's why they say if
There's
you get
rarity
like a
for
double
bad
yoke
luck too. A
True.
double yoke. That is a good day.
I once got. Genuinely, I got 3 double yolks back to back.
3.
Wow.
And
Was
did
Yeah.
were
you play
making
the
an
lottery?
omelet?
I was just planning to do a 3 omelet, a 3 egg omelet, and it turned out to be like 6 yolks. And I'm like, oh no, I didn't. I did also buy a ticket, and I didn't win the lottery. Again.
Ooh.
Do you remember when they used to tell us that you shouldn't eat the yolks? They were telling you to eat just egg white everything.
Oh, I hate that stuff. They're just like
Fuckers.
I mean, there's more protein in the white, and they say that like the yolk is like full of. I'm just like, look, the yolk tastes nice, all right. I'm not gonna eat just a white of an egg, and like
Yeah.
stop trying to tell people how to like. I'm all for health and fitness, but like do it in the way
But
that
all the
allows you to still
nutrition of the
enjoy
egg
stuff.
is in the yolk.
Well, it's also
Yeah,
a
there's-
cholesterol bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, how can you dip your soldiers in the egg if it's just egg white?
dude,
You can't.
that's a good question.
It's
Unless you
impossible.
just,
How
unless you
many?
just don't cook the egg.
How many luck-related things are associated with birds?
True.
Hmm.
Eggs and poop. Things
That's 2.
coming out of birds.
Get chat on
Yeah.
in the
Bird
head.
feather? Is there anything about a bird feather? You find
Your
a
lucky bird
on a-
feather, lucky rabbit's
Yeah.
foot.
If you
Briar
find
would know
an
about
eagle
this.
feather,
No,
you can
like-
go to jail if you pick it up.
'Cause of
Really?
Conservation.
Yeah, so that's bad luck.
Yeah, don't touch that.
But what? Even if it just like fell out of an eagle and it's just on the floor?
Correct.
Is that because they expect like an eagle to
Briar,
sprout out the feather?
would
or
you like
something?
to show us your collection?
Just let me open up my trench coat of eagle feathers.
No, you
What do you
got,
want? What do you
got
want?
A pillow full of eagle feathers.
That's right. Oh, they're so
you-
soft.
Pillow of Kings.
I sleep on the pillow of freedom.
Brian goes to protest and just opens his jacket just to distract the police.
You know,
Like, chase me, guys, eagle feathers.
for most of my life, bald eagles in America were actually so rare that a sighting was like kind of something people would talk about for years.
Good luck.
Right?
Really?
I guess so, right? Hey, I saw a bald eagle. In fact, you'd travel to go see bald eagles, at least around me, because pesticides had basically killed them all. They were very endangered, but now they're really making a comeback, and you can spot them quite frequently, at least in my neck of the woods.
The bald eagle is symbolic of power, strength, courage, and focus. So if you see a bald eagle, it is a sign of power, strength, courage, and focus in your life.
What happens if you get pooped on by a bald eagle? Does
That's
that
a good
mean you
question.
That's lucky
should apply
power.
to be the president of the United States or something?
That's a big bird, so I'm going to feel very unlucky.
Just imagine a condor taking a dump on you.
Oh, man.
Oh no!
Those things are huge.
Yeah, it's like 6 foot wingspan. Oh, yeah, that's fun. Well, topical Monday discussions. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So I know I'm a couple weeks late. I missed last week's podcast, so I wasn't able to talk about it. But I wanted to talk about Street Fighter 6. Did you guys see the Street Fighter 6 stuff that was revealed? Was it Tokyo Game Show, right?
Tokyo Game.
Yeah,
Show.
yeah.
Most of the stuff came out. Oh my God, they revealed so much. The whole character roster is up there now, I believe. Plus, there's a bunch of leaks that are pointing toward what might be DLC characters.
Okay.
Since we saw it last, which I think was at Evo, there's been a ton of graphical upgrades, so it even looks better than it did. I thought it already looked great.
It did look great, yeah.
And we also had Ken's story kind of not completely revealed, but they hinted at Ken was now like the leader of some kind of corporation, but he was on the run from the cops.
Wait a minute.
So,
is Ryan Gosling playing Ken also?
oh man, I hope
The
so.
Ken
I
and
love
Barbie
Ryan
movie is a
Gosling.
tie-in with Street Fighter?
Let's hope so.
E Honda is back. Blanca is back. I think Blanca is the only one that looks kind of weird to me. Like he doesn't translate to the new art style that well. So I'm hoping they tweak him a little bit more before the game comes out. But Dalsim looks stupendous. Oh my
He
God,
does
he's
look
like
great.
one of the best looking Street Fighter characters I've ever seen. It looks awesome.
It's great.
I'm really looking forward to this game. Also, they announced a beta. You can sign up to get into the closed beta. It's not going to be a public open beta, but you can try your luck. Speaking of feeling lucky, you can try and get into the beta. And boy, it feels like this thing is going to come out pretty early next year, which makes sense because they're going to want it in Evo next year, and they're going to want to give people time to play it before Evo and probably get a first patch out, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it like February, March next year. That'd be amazing.
Is this like Christmas for you, Brer? This has got to be.
I
right?
mean, I'm a big Street Fighter fan. I was a lap Street Fighter fan. I didn't play Street Fighter 5 until 4 years after it came out.
but
I've been really enjoying
since
playing
early
Street
days.
Fighter 5. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to Street Fighter 6 coming out. I just like Street Fighter. I felt like I needed like another kind of taste of gaming, and fighting games have really satisfied that lust for me. Is like first person shooters just weren't like catching my attention as much as they used to. And fighting games kind of came along at the right time for me.
Yeah. Different dynamics. They're fun.
Yeah.
When you
I'm looking forward to
understand,
this. Yeah.
when you understand the concepts behind them, and like you get good with the character, it can be really satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how they've done a lot of the like you're seeing it more and more with like I feel like every new fighting game that's come out, they've got better and better at teaching people how to play the game in the game. Like a lot of the time, back in the day, it would be like, you have to go to these message boards and stuff. And like gradually they started to do that. And there've been like recently, there've been a few like really good fighting games that have even gone down to the point of like showing you like how to understand frame data, which is something that I still to this day struggle with. I understand the concept of it, and I've got friends that understand it and have tried to explain it to me, but I still can't actionably like use that data in a thing. But I think Street Fighter 6 actually shows you like real-time frame data and stuff in the training mode now, which is really, really cool. So I feel like Yeah, more ways to, and obviously, combining that by the fact that it also has the nice kind of user-friendly button option. I know, like the hardcore players gonna be like, I don't want that, but the fact that you've got like a 3-button version, like I do love that accessible nature, because I've also always liked Street Fighter, but I've always kind of come into it in a position where like I just try and get into it too late, and like I just don't have the time or the skill set for it. But
Plus,
I like the idea.
plus Elgato play window that you play through might
This
affect
is also
the
this-
frame window. The frame timing could
yeah.
be a little adjusted because of the
ever
build.
so
difficult.
slightly, ever so slightly. Yeah, this is true. This is true. But
They also have that
yeah.
like world tour mode. So I think what they're going to really try and do is add a bunch of casual friendly modes. And by casual
Cool.
friendly modes, I mean people who aren't planning on spending 500 hours in online battles, just grinding out, like online wins. But like stuff like where you can play the computer, you can build a character, you get trained by some of the world warriors, the classic world warriors. I'm sure this thing is going to be packed filled with microtransactions, like to buy outfits, to buy new characters. The current model for Street Fighter V is when a DLC comes out, you can buy the characters with the DLC. But then there's also stages that you can buy. There's costumes you can buy. I'm sure all that stuff is going to be in there. Plus, with the create a character mode, you're going to be able to buy, I want like my FUBU jumpsuit from 2002. I want my, I want, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of that stuff too, which to be honest doesn't bother me as much as it does in something like Destiny, where, the whole point of it is to collect loot through gameplay.
Yeah.
A looter fighter.
A looter fighter.
A looter fighter. Knock their microtransactions off them and claim them for yourself.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's right.
That sounds fun.
They did also announce there's going to be money matches, like with in-game currency, which I think is really fun. That's something that used to be in Call of Duty back in the day.
Cool.
I think it was Black Ops 1, right? Right, Watts, that had that?
With gun game where you could have, bet your in-game currency.
Yeah, which I always thought was super fun.
It was.
Really added like the...
Didn't like Need for Speed also do like a pink slips kind of? Was it Need for Speed? One of the racing
you
games
could bet
had like
your car.
Yeah.
That's
I think
amazing.
like that's kind of cool. Those kind of things.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I'm losing all my money. I'm just gonna say right now, I will win. It'll be like I'll win 10 matches and be like, right, I'm ready for a money match, and they'll be like, okay, I've lost all my money. Always.
In Street Fighter V, the skill-based matchmaking I find is pretty on point. Like, like I feel like most of my matches that I play I feel like I got a 50-50 chance of winning this. Like it's pretty close. So I imagine with Street Fighter 6, initially, like anytime the system, you're gonna add millions of players to the system right away, and it's gonna take a while to filter them all to where they need to be. But it's been pretty good, and also hopefully the netcode is real good. They haven't talked about the netcode yet, but hopefully it's really good.
Yeah, Street Fighter V started out pretty rocky with that, and
Pretty rocky, got better, still not perfect.
So don't know. We'll see with Street Fighter 6. Yeah. I mean,
but the current trend is getting better.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of Street Fighter. I haven't played the recents. I haven't played 5 in a while. I did play it when it came out. But yeah, I'm like, I really like the franchise. I like jumping in, having some fun. But I'm definitely not hardcore about it.
Yeah.
But it looks fantastic. I'll definitely want to play Street Fighter 6 for sure.
Yeah. And it's so much fun. Like if you're a gear slut like me, like getting new controllers, changing the buttons in the controllers, like all that stuff is so fun.
And you can tell they're going to release a whole new suite of Street Fighter 6 themed character arcade sticks. So you're definitely.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah,
yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
They also announced Tekken 8. I don't know if you guys saw that trailer.
Oh, yeah,
It's just a real brief trailer. Showing a couple
there
of
was
the
some
characters.
more stuff too. Yeah. Besides just like the one on the PlayStation State of Play.
Right.
Because that was just like Tekken 8 is a thing, and then they followed up the Tokyo Game Show with an actual trailer.
Yeah, it looks like it was only like brief things, but it looks like from the little snippets they had, like it looks crispy. Looks nice.
Yeah, I mean Tekken 7 looks awesome. So Tekken 8, like I don't know. Have they announced if that's going to be on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, or is it going to be the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series exclusive?
Not sure.
I'm not too sure actually. I feel like especially like given that fighting games have a smaller audience already anyway, like I feel like they will probably still lean into like PS4 and Xbox. You know, I generally think it's gonna still be a few years until people like start fully committing to just the one.
Yeah.
So yeah, they probably want to have max potential players and stuff. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I've always like I like watching Tekken. I like the concept of Tekken, and I've played. I don't mind 3D fighters in general. I played a lot of time. I spent a lot of time with Soul Calibur back in the day, so I'm not like new to 3D fighters, but Tekken I've definitely always struggled with. I feel like just if you can't juggle, like I don't know, like this like game over in that game. But
very
it is
technical.
nice. It's a very cool game.
Tekken feels more technical to me than Street Fighter, even though Street Fighter is probably the exact amount of technicality, but it just feels like with the how you handle the combos and the timing and all that.
Because you have to juggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to
There's
juggle.
like only one way. It's like you have to know every combo that goes into every other combo and every move that can lead to the combo, or you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's why I feel that way.
Definitely.
Very, very high
Definitely.
barrier of entry for feeling like you feel like you know what you're doing with anything
Yeah.
in that game. Yeah.
That's so true.
Anything else for the stuff last week?
Did any of you guys play, like, I know what's you spoke about it, but did any of you guys also get to play Wolong since the demo was out?
Not yet.
No,
I did
Well,
not.
it's gone now. So
So never.
I missed it.
No,
It
I'm
was-
never
I-
gonna do that.
I really liked it. Although it was funny. Well, it was funny from a pure content creator pet peeve. I was like, I prepped all the content because I was fortunate enough to be given demo access. And I was like, make loads of videos, and they're like, yeah, this will be great. And then 2 hours before the embargo, they're like, public demo, and I'm like, I worked hard on all these videos, and now everyone's playing the game before my videos can even go out. I was like, I can't
yeah,
believe
the
Lame.
embargo should be when the demo goes live, right? It's like
this.
soon,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
needs to be.
I was killing
Yeah, it's a
myself
bit
for
weird.
3 days trying to make videos for that. Anyway, regardless, I'm still happy that more people got to play it because I thought that game was fantastic. I was very, very. Although I will say, I feel like that game is not made for me because parrying is incredibly important in that game, and I think we know that is not my strong suit ever. I definitely had a hard time, but I also really I liked it. I just like the fluidity of it. I like you can definitely sort of feel the martial arts influence.
Yeah.
And a lot of the kind of moves and stuff were cool.
Yeah, it's pairing is very important, like it is in Sekiro, but you can't like spam deflect because it's on the
Mm.
same button as dodge. So if you spam your deflect, you're gonna just dodge. So you can't just sit there
Like in
going.
Sekiro, you're like.
Yeah, you can't just do that. You have to wait a little bit, and then you can kind of spam it if you wait between button pushes. But yeah, that's why I think some people were like, it would be nice if the window was a bit more forgiving because it is such an important part of the game. But we'll see where they land.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
there'll
they
be a
definitely
few
had
things
a-
that change.
Yeah, they definitely. I feel like there's been a few games recently that have done these things where they have so many things they want you to be able to do that naturally you have button overlap. Because I found in that game, like you say, there was the dodge, there was the parry, there was also the fact that summoning your spirit had a combo of buttons, which also included one of them. And like a lot of the time, maybe it's just my controller was just like I don't know, it's got a dodgy button. But sometimes when I tried to bring the summon out, it just wouldn't work, and it would just maybe dodge instead.
Yeah.
So there were
That's
definitely a few
something
stones.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna change it because not only so the button timing is really tight, like you have to press them at the same time. There's no like wiggle room. So I think they'll probably change that. But also there was a thing of you have to be doing no button inputs and then press it. Like you can't be
Yeah.
like having a move queued up. Like say if you were dodging and then you press it, you have to like make sure nothing's happening. And then
Yeah.
press the button.
Oh, you know that got me killed so many times because I'm so used to playing like Dark Souls and Elden Ring where it's like run away, drink your potion whilst moving, and every time I was like, I need to heal. I'm trying to run away and press it. It's like no, I have to stand still, press it, and by that time the guys closed the gap on me and hit me in the face again. I'm just like, when am I supposed to drink my potion?
Yeah, I definitely think that will change. Like maybe the button
Yeah.
with like bringing out the spirit thing, maybe they can't make the button less tight because like you said it's dodge, it's parry, it's like this other thing, so maybe they can't make it, any looser than that. But I'm for sure they're gonna change the healing. The healing was a thing that everyone was like, it is too slow for this really, really fast, aggressive game that you are making.
So was this marketed as a demo?
Yeah.
Or a beta? Okay. Interesting. So
Japanese companies very rarely say beta.
Say beta,
They
yeah.
almost exclusively say demo.
Do you have they confirmed that they're actually going to make changes and adjustments to the way the game feels?
Yeah, I mean they include a survey at the end for you to give feedback, which is what Team Ninja always does.
Nice.
Because I mean, this game is like probably I would assume it would come out in March because Neo 2 was out in March. Strangers of Paradise came out in March. They tend to release a lot of games in March. So this is a ways away.
Yeah,
that's why I was like, "There's a demo for this game. This game is so far away. What's going on?"
They're like, everyone's calling them betas. We're like, nah, demo. And then we'll change it
then you have the
anyways.
Modern Warfare 2 beta, which they ain't changing a goddamn thing. That thing comes out like very soon.
Speaking of which, I didn't even get a chance to play that.
Yeah.
Is that one gone too?
I think today was the last day. Yeah.
Son of
Briar's too busy kayaking. Damn it.
Yeah, but in Team Ninja, normally they do like 2 demos, is what I've seen usually. Like they do
that's
the first
right, yeah.
one, and then they come and do a second one. Maybe that's got some of the changes that people kind of gave feedback on, and then they normally give you like another mission that you can load into as well. So we'll see. But today they put out a video of fighting Lubu.
Oh yeah.
Which everyone has been really excited about Lubu. So you see him on his horse, firing arrows at you and jumping at you on the horse.
Cool.
Very cool.
Looking very scary. I'm definitely gonna die many times.
And in Team Ninja fashion, of course, Lubu is a real person.
Cool.
Who fought in China.
Love that stuff. Love it that they connect.
I love it. I kind of like every time there's a boss, I'm like, I'm gonna Google this boss. What's this boss about? Just to get a little bit more background on who they are, because then you can see like the things that they use in battle. You're like, oh, that's probably because he did this thing, which it kind of just makes the game cooler.
So that person really did
put
summon
General
an
Cho
eagle?
in there.
Yeah. That person really summoned an eagle in battle, and it terrorized me. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then he consumed a magic pill and then turned into a demon.
That did happen too.
Those were the drugs.
They were.
Briar, we found out that PlayStation VR 2 will not be backwards compatible with.
Yeah, that kind of was a bummer, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wanted your perspective on it since you're our foremost VR
guy.
expert on the show.
I was kind of bummed because all the PS4 VR games that I have are going to be, either they're stuck on the PS4 VR, which at this point is very old hardware, or they're hopefully developers will update them to work with the PS5, which would be great. But I don't know how much incentive there will be to do so. Like I'm sure like games like Fruit Ninja will do it, like the really popular games, but like Resident Evil 7, is that going to get an update, or will they sell like a new version of it? Or Resident Evil 7 to me is one of the must plays of VR period.
I could totally see Sony doing
it'd be a
cross
shame.
grades from PSVR to PSVR 2. It'd be like 10
Yeah,
bucks
but I
to
mean, they
get
got
this
to build
upgrade.
in. I mean, I understand why they're doing it, right? Because they got new controllers, they got a new headset with inside-out tracking. They don't use the camera anymore.
Okay.
So, it's a whole different interface. Even though you're still putting a helmet on, you're still using controllers in your hand. The interface is completely different. So I understand why they're doing it, but it'd be nice if there was some kind of interface so that PlayStation 4 games would just work with the new PlayStation 5. I don't know how much development that would take. Maybe Sony doesn't see it as worth it. Maybe they want developers to be able to resell the games on PS5 to make it a little so there's more games available and those developers make a little bit of money. Maybe that's the why they're doing that, which honestly makes sense because there's not a lot of money in VR development. That's why we're seeing not a whole lot of big games come out. But everything else they've been saying about PSVR 2 seems awesome, and I can't wait for it. I just want to know the price at this point, right?
Yeah, $1,000.
That's gonna be a tough sell.
Yeah, no kidding. I just don't know with Sony where they're gonna go with that stuff, price wise and all that. I'm glad they're doing that because I am also interested in PSVR 2, the next version of this stuff. But it does make me concerned about developer interest and the overall price of it. And I mean, if it's super expensive as well, I think it's going to be a hard sell for developers to get on board to be like, oh, there's a very small install base because they've priced it so high because of economic reasons.
Right. Plus, you got the rarity of the PS5 itself. Plus, you got the Rift went up in price. Not the Rift, the Quest.
Oculus. Yeah.
Oculus Quest just went up in price. Plus, there's a global chip shortage still.
Yeah. It's a rough time.
Signs don't indicate that this thing is going to be cheap.
Yep.
Yeah. And given that like a lot of people are still quite slow to like even just adopt making games solely for PlayStation 5, I feel like the pool of VR specific games is going to be even smaller. So it's also going to be one of those ones where it's like, I mean, you think about PSVR, obviously they added more games in after a while, but even so, it's going to come out and you're going to have maybe like 2 or 3 demo-y style games to play, and it's going to be pricey. So it's almost like one of those things where you want to get it further down the line, but then obviously they don't get enough sales. People are not going to think it's worth doing. So I honestly don't know how it's going to land, to be honest.
It's hard to be a VR enthusiast right now because it does seem like some of the shine has worn off. When Half-Life Alyx didn't like, Half-Life Alyx was kind of like this great VR experience that just didn't kind of capture the imagination of the market. And maybe that's just because of the price of the hardware. I always forget what that one's called, but the Valve branded VR headset.
The Index?
With all, it's very expensive. The Index is really expensive.
$1,000, right?
Yeah, basically, right?
Yeah, that's just. Plus, you got to have.
A lot.
Plus, you got to have a computer that can run it. Which, speaking of RTX 4000 series,
right?
Oh my God, what the fuck is going on with these guys?
Briar, give us the scoop.
I have never seen a company misread the market as much as NVIDIA is doing right now. Like, what the fuck?
Okay. Also, how do you pronounce a certain company that's leaving NVIDIA, Briar?
I can't remember the name of them. They're
starts with a
what are they?
E.
Starts with an F.
I can't remember the name of the company, so
I want to hear how you say it.
Just spell it. Spell the word.
Watts, pronounce how you pronounced it last week, which was amazing.
I said EVGA.
EVGA. Yeah. What are you? EVGA. What?
Yeah. It's faster, Briar.
EVGA. EVGA, Briar. It's officially EVGA.
My letters.
What do you call the FBI? The FBI?
the Fibbies. The Fibbies.
Last week, Watts dropped that bomb on me. I was like, EVGA. And I was like, I got internally confused and scared that I've been saying it wrong my entire life. Being like at a trade show, being like, EVGA.
Everybody's
making fun of EVGA. Nice
you just said EVGA again.
Yeah. It's kind of nice though. It's like a.
Nice. It's
I'm willing to stick to EVGA. Fuck it.
It sounds like a condiment or like an hors d'oeuvre.
It's a Japanese hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah, EVGA. Round of EVGAs.
EVGA's for all.
Yeah, their pricing is so high for these new cards.
Yeah,
and they've also announced that they're not going to replace the 3080, the 3070 for a while because they've made so many, because they had increased production because so many people were buying them for crypto, which is one of the reasons that we could buy them as consumers.
Mm-hmm.
But now there is a glut of the 3080s on the market because one of the prime reasons people were buying them was for Ethereum mining, but Ethereum has switched over to a different system where graphics cards don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So all those graphic cards are now on the used market. So graphics cards couldn't be cheaper right now.
Amazing.
Just go on eBay. You can buy a 3080 for like $400.
Damn.
So now here comes NVIDIA or NVIDIA.
Gonna change everything now.
Yep.
And they have announced astronomically high pricing for their new video cards. There are going to be people who buy them, right?
Was it
like all the
1400?
content creators. What?
Was it 1400 or 1500 for the 3080 or 4080?
Yeah, I believe so. And then like $2,000 for the 4090, right? I mean,
Oh my goodness.
it was so high that I was like, I'm not even paying attention to this. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, this is stupid. After 2 years of gamers feeling just like absolutely like shit on by not being able to buy cards at all, and if you did, you had to pay astronomical scalper prices. NVIDIA comes in as like, well, we want you guys
in.
are all willing to pay these fucking huge prices, so we want that money. We don't want other people to make it.
They
it
wanted
just
a
feels
cut.
like an absolute fuck you to consumers to me.
And then they
It's amazing.
burning bridges with EVGA.
EVGA, yeah, right. Oh, I don't. Who knows really? EVGA. Did you hear how that news came out? They like had a conference with YouTubers, like a few YouTubers.
Oh, I didn't know.
And they used the YouTubers to kind of spread their message. That seemed real shady to me. Like weird. Like you don't do a press release. You do this like through like a
It's a little weird, yeah.
video
But
chat with YouTubers.
that's okay. That's strange, but at the same time, it's kind of a sign of the times. I mean, where do people turn for their info? Random towel. That's luck. You got good luck.
It was good luck.
For those listening, Briar just got hit in the head by a towel. So that's yeah, the prices are crazy. However, I have to point it out, Briar. About 6 months ago or so, you said that you went ahead and bought a brand new PC just for the 3090.
I needed a graphics card. I had no way of getting one. You could not buy a graphics card.
I had to buy one. I had to spend $2,000 on this graphics card. I had to, honest. And then NVIDIA comes out and they're like, "Here's $2,000 for a graphics card." You're like, "How dare they?" Although, to be fair, you'd get a whole PC for that.
I got a whole PC for $3,000.
Yeah.
And I use that PC all the time because it became my living room. It was a small form factor PC. So the whole thing is the size of, I don't know, like an arcade stick. Like it just fits into the console that my TV is under.
And it had a 3090 in it?
No, I pulled the 3090 out and I put that in a computer in my office. I put a 2080 Ti in that. So there's 2080 Ti
But it's
downstairs.
small enough to be an arcade stick?
Yeah, it's like like an old school. It's like the size of like an Xbox, like an Xbox One. Wow. It's about that size.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
cool.
And the cooling is fine. It seems pretty good. I do have to keep it's got like a sliding glass door on the front of the console that I have to keep open. Otherwise, it just like heats up the whole.
That's what I was wondering, because like that with a card like that, it's got to be just heat, constant heat being put on there.
Yeah, but that TV down there only does 4K 60. It's not one of the newer TVs that does 4K 120. So 2080 Ti is fine down there, and I put the 3090 upstairs where I have a 4K 120 hertz TV. But yeah, I don't know. The pricing just seems kind of off the wall. Let's see. We'll see if they are successful with this pricing. Then it's never going to go back down, right?
Right.
So as consumers, we can only hope that A, they're not very successful with this pricing, especially at the high end. B, AMD comes out with something that does compete at the high end at a better price. Similar how they completely disrupted the CPU market with their their lower pricing and more powerful CPUs. Intel really had to take note, but they haven't done that in the graphics card market for a long time. So it'd be nice if they did. I don't know where they're at with that, though.
Yeah, it seems very disconnected out there for NVIDIA, not reading the market at all. Like the whole reason people were paying was because you couldn't get them, and the Ethereum mining or crypto crap and all that. And like, you take away that, and now they're just like charging How much better is the 4000 series though?
It's better,
but
it's not like revolution. It's very similar to the upgrade between a 3080 from a 2080. It's like it's better. It does.
So
it's going to do ray tracing better. It's going to be faster, but you're not going to get better value because the increase in price is so big. that if you have a 3080, or you can get a 3080 for $400, like, why would you even be thinking about, a
That's pretty
4080 that's like so much more money? And like I said, there's so many like last generation graphics cards out there because they're all being resold from graphic miners. In chat, TCB Repentless says 3 to 4 times. They said, yeah, but they always put those benchmarks up, and they're like,
with this one specific thing.
Very specific use case where they can get like the highest results they can. But when you in actual use case, the changes have been incremental for really, I'd say since the the 1000 series, 1080 to the 2080 was, a nice increase. 2080 to 3080 was a nice increase, but there hasn't been like a revolutionary, like, holy shit moment.
Yeah.
I would say since the 1080.
Yeah, the 900 to 1000 series was the big, like, wow.
That was a big jump. Yeah.
Yeah, because the 1080s were, they still technically, the 1080 Ti's are decent performers still, unless you're going for 4K.
My kids are still using them every day. They game at 1080p.
Yeah, they're great for that.
But at 144 hertz. And
yeah. Can you get what wasn't one of the big things about it, like high RAM, like 16, 24 gig RAM in these cards?
Yeah, that's really nice for content creators, honestly. Like when you're editing video, especially at 4K, that's really nice to be able to have the nice RAM. And they're also doing a weird thing with the 4080 where they're going to have 2 versions of the 4080, one with higher RAM and one with lower RAM. But they're actually different versions of the GPU as well. So it's kind of weird marketing. I think in the past they would have released one as 3080, one as a 3070, or a 4080 and 4070. But maybe because they don't want to mess with 3080 sales, which they're still trying to do because they have a ton of inventory. It's a mess. And I think NVIDIA really stepped in it this time. We'll see.
At what point can people not afford to run their computer or have the power in their room without tripping?
That's the other thing. The power requirements for these things are insane.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Watts. Like, at what point do you need to upgrade your electric in your house so you're not blowing circuits? I'm blowing circuits in already. I have been for years.
You can only have your 4080 on one 15 amp circuit.
But to be honest with you, the power of the new consoles is so good that to me, it's like maybe we're in a point where the consoles are going to see. I felt like at the end of the PS4 generation, the PC was really seeing like higher and higher adoption across the board.
Yeah.
But now that the consoles are once again pretty powerful, I think the ultra high cost of building a PC may steer people back toward the PS5 and the Xbox 4.
It's fascinating. I also not to bring Apple into the mix, but I think the Apple Silicon type of stuff, it's clearly not going to compete with gaming and all that, but their efficiency levels of what they're doing for their CPU or their actual per data, crunching numbers and all that stuff is really amazing for how much energy savings is happening on there. So I really hope that type of technology comes on over to maybe AMD starts adopting like some of those.
Well, Apple's just using ARM, right? They've kind of adopted their own ARM architecture and are, they kind of morphed their OS to really embrace that, as well as their, the rendering and everything. They call it Apple Silicon, but it's ARM. It's really good ARM.
Well, it's ARM, but it's also putting all that data or all those processors on one chip, like the GPU, the CPU, and like the memory lanes and all that. So they don't have to do more work than they have to. So they can get those energy efficiencies down extremely low because it's just a short little jump over to this next chip for them to do all that. So I wonder if NVIDIA I wonder if AMD could potentially start going down that road. Obviously, huge architecture change and all that stuff, but
it's a huge performance difference too between what a Mac could do and what one of these new GPUs can do.
Yeah, for sure. But that energy is expensive.
It is
to run those things.
It's not going to get cheaper.
It's going to get to the point where we just can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, here's your $500 electrical bill.
I was reading actually an article about people are real worried. People who've thought about it are very worried about what's going to happen with the electrical grid now that more people are adopting electrical cars, right? Because for every house that wants to be able to charge their car at night, that is prime time for electricity being used, right? That's the most expensive time to use electricity. So, like, where's all this electricity going to come from? They're thinking they're going to need especially like in California where they've mandated electric cars by, is it 2035?
2035,
Really?
they can no longer sell a gas engine car to the.
They're thinking there's going to be a 25% increase in how much electricity needs to be produced for that kind of a thing, if not more.
Right.
And how are you going to do that? Because we won't do nuclear, obviously. So what's it going to be? Hydroelectric? Not in California. There's no fucking water. So it's got to, coal? Are we going to build more coal-powered fire plants? Isn't that like the exact opposite what we're trying to fucking do by going to electric?
Wind farms.
Everybody in their garage is going to have a little push bike that they hook up to a little wheel. You have to cycle to charge your car.
Yeah.
There's a huge push for solar in California. Like there's a bunch of government rebates and all that stuff. And they definitely help. We have solar on our house, and we notice it on our electric bill.
I would like to do that actually in my house. My current bill is about $350 a month, and I don't think it's going to take long to pay off a solar panel or 5.
Again, the government programs have been trying to get a lot of people to adopt it because it would help with the electrical grid and all that stuff. Yeah, it's obviously something that's got to be solved.
It's time to go back to the forest or the mountain.
Yeah, it's
The
mole people
river.
dig into the mountains.
Yes.
People are on bicycles, little bicycle. Problem solved.
Yeah. I went and fucked up about an electric bicycle though, so I still need the electrical grid.
Oh no.
Speaking of strange things, out of touch companies, Twitch.
Oh
boy.
Oh no. What is it now? I feel like it's a weekly thing with them. They're just like, how do we mess up the platform even more?
It is a weekly thing.
How do we show that we do
feels
not
like
listen
it's
to
weekly.
creators?
Yeah. Last week they announced that if you're very successful on Twitch, you're going to make less money because they got to pay their streaming bills. Yeah,
it was
Wait, what?
so the basic contract that streamers are on now, if you join Twitch, you're going to be on 50-50. You keep 50, Twitch takes 50. There were some creators that would put on 70-30 when they were offering those contracts for people that were growing quickly or, whatever it may be. So they came out and said that, well, no one's ever going to have 70-30. So you can get that out of your head. And for the ones that
killed that completely, right?
They killed it completely. It was like, because people were wondering if everyone might move to 70-30 because, lots of other companies are 70-30. And they were like, let's just, no 70-30. 50-50.
Let's just get that right out of your head.
But if you were already on 70-30, you're on 70-30 until you reach $100,000 in a year. And then after that, it goes to 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
So I know people might hear that and go, well, actually, people have heard that and gone, oh, you're making, $100,000. It's so much money. But however, if you have been streaming for X amount of years and you've been in a stable position with that 70-30, you've purchased houses, maybe your significant other has quit their job, you're paying for everything, you have catered your life around the money you are making. And then they're just taking like a big chunk.
You could have employees. You might employ a network of people to produce all the types of content. So having
you need your kid that gives you the blood from a young teenager. That's expensive.
30%, or I guess it wouldn't be 30%. It's a different percentage, but you lose a chunk after that 100K. But also, I think it's really weird to be like, oh, well, if you're already making that much, then who cares? It's like, whoa, the point is that this multi-billion-dollar company, Amazon, is saying we need more of your money, the creator.
That's
Yeah.
right. Mixer failed. You know Facebook sucks. You're not going to YouTube, so you're stuck here. So
Yeah.
fuck you.
And,
Yeah,
and there's the kind of more sinister undertone as well is that like all of these creative platforms, like I mean, like Twitch, even like YouTube and things like that, like they love kind of like creating this image of like, oh yeah, it's a great place to be. Come here and be creative and do whatever you want. Whereas like realistically, it's like you just have to just grind yourself into the ground. And it's like, okay, so if you'd already established that 70-30, and then like you say, you built your life around it. So the only solution is now I must do even more work, right? And it's not like I know some people love to be like, oh, get a real job. It's like, well, it's like besides that, that's neither here nor there. The point is like this
if you're making over
there's a lot
100
of work.
grand, if you're making over 100 grand, it's a real job.
It's definitely a real job, yeah. But there's so much work that goes into it. But it's like for some, and there are definitely some people on Twitch who do have some very unhealthy streaming habits. Like imagine if they were in a position where they're like, now I feel like I have to stream even more because I've lost this revenue. Now I'm just gonna be like Burnout City.
Eric, I have good news for you.
Oh.
With the new Twitch ad incentive, they're bumping your share up to 55%.
Oh,
so they're saying you
55.
could just run more ads to make up the money you lost.
Oh, can I just do a stream where I just play ads for the entire 5 hours?
You know, it might get to that point. Streamers might just be like, "Hey guys, I need to pay my electric bill today. So if we could just watch a stream of
Gonna
ads
run-
every
Lamborghini's not gonna pay
30
for
minutes."
itself,
Yeah,
bitches.
gonna run 5 hours of ads. Please.
You know
watch.
what's gas cost for a Ferrari? It's ridiculous.
Maybe the secret solution, right, is they go and take their stream to YouTube and then just run ads on the Twitch stream. But like,
Well,
guys,
I'm moving
just
back
watch.
over to Ustream. I don't know about you guys.
You stream it.
I'm going back to Justin TV.
So there's more to this, and this email was sent out at like 3 a.m. So weird time to be like, hey, we're shifting our business or pricing model for content creators across the board, you know. And then also they gave this example about how like if you have, what was it, 100 concurrent viewers and you stream for 200 hours a month, it cost them $1,000 if they weren't, if they had to license directly from Amazon, it would cost them $1,000 just for that. But it's like, but you're owned by Amazon, so.
Well, this is the thing. One, I would hope Amazon is giving you a discount on this. Otherwise, what's the point? Two, you're using like
Have you even met Jeff Bezos? Nobody's getting a discount.
Well, they should. It's literally their company. Two, you're using the most grindy grinder of Twitch streamers as your example. 200 hours is not the normal amount.
Yeah.
That's 6 hours a day, every single day. No break.
Yeah.
6 hours a day.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So, again, it's weird. 3 a.m. message, out of touch, like pricing model, out of touch discussion of an example. It's just like
very weird.
You read it and
I
then you
wonder
go,
where they pulled
yeah,
that 200 hours from.
Probably statistics. I mean, there's a lot of people who are trying to grind, you know, but it's also that this is part of the problem with Twitch. The culture around it is that you need to work yourself to death, you know? Yeah. Like, and that is not healthy. Like, people get celebrated for doing 48-hour streams. It's like,
that is...
you realize that person is further at risk of dying because they've decided to make the choice like that, you know? Crazy.
It is not good for your body.
Yeah.
No, it's
or your mind.
Yeah. But the response is let's encourage because they decide to make this decision to stream that long. It's like
the thing as well though, it's like with the platform, because I mean they seem to just be like taking features away as well, because didn't they remove like the raid or the host feature the other day? Or,
you can't host, you can only raid now.
Right, yeah.
What's the difference?
Just like
raid is where there's a countdown and then people go over to the channel. Host just automatically puts someone else's channel where yours is, basically.
Yeah, but it's like it's weird because it's like if they're gonna make all these changes, like, oh yeah, you know, you're gonna be earning less. You would think it'd be one of those things that's like, oh yeah, you're gonna go to 50-50, but all this extra money we've got, we're then gonna build the platform up even more. So like Twitch has better discoverability, so we can just, you know, bubble up more creators and you'll get more opportunities. Like, no, we're just gonna take more money and make the platform worse and make it even harder for you. It's like,
yeah.
hence why I heard
if you don't like it, go to Mixer.
Yeah, it's well, a lot of people are getting pulled over to YouTube right now, right? There's a lot of people, like
Yeah.
people getting switching to there, so maybe that's why and YouTube are being quite aggressive with that as well. So maybe they're just trying to like snap people up.
It's just, it's so funny that their answer is like, no one's ever getting the 70/30 from here on out. And also, we're treating our best content creator, I mean, I say best in quotations, but like most profitable content creators as if it's the government that needs to take more taxes from them because they made too much money.
This doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, to be honest with you, like, because the competition for Twitch has become less and less. Yes, there is still Facebook, there is still YouTube. I would argue Facebook doesn't seem to be the best spot.
They're like packing
or-
up, basically.
Yeah.
They're basically boarding up the windows with getting
Right.
rid of their streaming app and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
mhm.
you know, like, once again, we have less choices as a consumer, and we are presented with, you know, what is nearly a monopoly, and they're going to use that monopoly to make as much money as possible. They have investors. They're going to.
This is the thing they're doing for discoverability. Some
Do
people
tell.
have access to this feature right now. If you load up twitch.tv, you may even see something on the homepage that there is a stream that is promoted by the viewers. So you know how you have subtrains and it's just like you finish the train and like people get some free emotes? This
Yeah.
one is basically a train for pushing that person's stream to the front page.
Well, that sounds like pay to win. What?
It's your viewers paying for your discoverability.
Look, if you love me,
Organic.
you'll put
If
me
you
on the front
love me,
page.
you'll boost me, okay? Jesus.
Talk about organic growth. Wow.
That just seems
Discoverability.
toxic. That's surprising that nobody that would
seems
get you to
terrible.
get through. That's like so on the face, stupid.
It's
Yeah,
you're
say
setting
that.
it up. It's once again, it's creating a culture of people who are going to grow strictly with a narrow mindset of how to grow, and it's going to cause more people to think that that's the way. It's like the 48-hour streams. Oh well, in order to grow, you got to do some crazy stream, and then you keep
But
doing
this
it.
one is abusing the viewer, right? It's
Yeah.
like taking
Well-
advantage of the viewer to.
It's
Grow your
basically a
channel.
hype train, but instead of it just giving you free emotes, it could boost the stream to the front page. Basically.
Yeah,
More of a shift.
pay to win to
Mm.
be on the front page.
I would say that if you're a content creator who is currently on Twitch, do not just see this news and automatically pack up and go to YouTube.
Mm.
If you are planning that maybe you want to go to YouTube at some point, start uploading on YouTube, get an audience on YouTube, or have YouTube pay you a lot of goddamn money.
Mhm.
Because just straight up switching is you're gonna lose a lot if you have no kind
Yeah.
of like backup from YouTube giving you some money. So you
Didn't
can start
Twitch
working
release-
towards it.
Didn't Twitch kind of allow you to start dual streaming as well?
You can't
recently?
dual stream. You can stream at different times. You could stream on Twitch on Tuesdays and YouTube on Wednesdays,
Okay.
etc. Et cetera.
So
This
they
is-
relaxed that restriction a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're an affiliate or partner, is
Okay,
yeah, but.
that's
know,
good
it-
because that was ridiculous.
Well, yeah, it's still ridiculous that they have all these things and then say that you have to be even somewhat exclusive. Like the way their
Yeah.
contract is set up right now, it's like you shouldn't be exclusive at all. This should be like a
No.
bonus that
I'm not
you
a
can.
Twitch employee, right? So why
Yeah.
should I be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's and also what do they
Yeah.
have? Why are they worried about it? Right? Like clearly they're the service that people want to go and stream on. So why are they even concerned about people being able to multi-stream at the same time to different platforms if they're a affiliate or partner? So that's definitely weird. But yeah, I do agree. Like if you just immediately jump from Twitch to YouTube, you're gonna have a rough time. YouTube is not a streaming platform; it's a video on demand platform that has streaming as well. It's kind of like
Yeah.
Twitch is not a video on demand platform; it's a streaming platform.
It
that
has gotten
also
better
has
for
VODs.
streaming now.
Oh, YouTube for sure. YouTube
Yeah.
is they're gunning. They are absolutely gunning for that spot. And they've the people making the stream stuff over there have talked about how they don't want to copy Twitch because a lot of people say, well, if you go over to YouTube, you can't find live channels. And YouTube has specifically said that they don't want the Twitch model. They don't want to go over to a directory and see the most viewed channel, and then that's what gets more views. They want to apply the Google algorithm, the thing that Breyer hates. He doesn't want to be tracked on anything. They want to apply that to your potential interests on videos that would then turn into live stream viewing. So the topics that you're interested on YouTube that you're looking at and searching on and watching videos on, it's, you know, there's a little Ask Jeeves in the background taking notes of that and being like, maybe this live stream would work for you. Here's a prescription for a live stream. Check it out. So that's how they're trying to solve
Also,
that.
though, anybody you're sub to who just makes videos, if they stream, that goes to the top of your subscription list the whole time they're live, which is kind of nice.
Yes. Yep.
I think what maybe a good idea would be you have your normal recommended section on the homepage, and then you just have another section of just live channels that we think you might like. So then you have your videos recommended, you got some live streams recommended. That way it's not following the
that'd be
Twitch
good.
model of just like directories. It's through recommendations and algorithm, but there is a section when you can be like, you know what, I feel like a live stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just click to it.
Because
Speaking of which, I was actually going through my YouTube subscription list, and I was trying to pare down all the old stuff that I don't watch anymore. God damn, what a bad interface that is. Jesus, YouTube.
yeah, there's some strange things for sure. So yeah, it's not perfect anywhere, but Twitch seems a little say disconnected.
Yeah. And I would say that this
100%.
is just another reminder of to put your content in all the places.
Yeah.
Don't trust any
Diversify.
platform. Just,
Right.
even if you're like, I don't like the way Twitch is going, just start uploading on YouTube. Maybe even do a stream a week over on YouTube and continue with Twitch so you have your stuff in more places.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
That's why I put
though,
all my
goddamn.
polishing my kayak videos up on TikTok.
Whoa, shouldn't that be on Pornhub?
Oh, you could go viral overnight.
What are you talking about? Just polishing my kayak. What are you talking about? Oh,
Okay, Briar.
With the river people.
no, that's all alone.
River people, kayak polishing. Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, TikTok algorithm will definitely find you the exact people that want to watch their content. So
True.
it's the place for you.
The TikTok
they have
algorithm
the-
is nuts.
It is
so insane.
actually insane. It's like you know how like sometimes on some platforms you go off on a tangent and you're like, oh, I'm watching cat videos today. You just happen to have done that on TikTok, and it's like now we're only showing you cat videos ever because we've just in the last 10 minutes we've decided this is what you like and we're showing you all of this. You have to work to undo the algorithm, basically.
You do.
Yeah.
It's even so far that like if a video gets a lot of attention, it won't push it to everyone until an update video is posted about that
Really?
viral video. Yeah, so
They have
so many
update videos?
times I see this viral video and it's like people waiting for part 2, and then it's in the comments it's like part 2 is here and it was uploaded like an hour ago. And that's when it's being pushed to me, is when this update has been posted.
Huh.
TikTok's algorithm is scary good.
Wow.
Scary good.
They're unapologetically algorithmic. Like they don't care. They will just as hard as possible be like, you watched one of these, you're gonna watch another.
I have to be careful, like with the animal videos, because at a certain point it's like cute. Oh, my cat is sick, and then if you spend too much time watching the sick cat video, you then just get
that's
like
not good.
sick. So you have to like be
Yikes.
really careful. You gotta go
That's
fast.
what you want to watch is watch all sick cat videos.
Yeah, it's terrible. You have to be so careful.
Yeah.
Because it's not just liking the video or it's how much time you spend looking at the video. So
yeah.
when they start doing that to me, I'm like, any animal video, I'm like, no, go quickly. You gotta fix it.
I feel like
it's true.
I feel like this is a new syndrome being developed for people. Like I don't want to search particular YouTube videos that I know I don't want on my feed. So I will log into a different account to be like,
I have a dummy account too.
I just
Taffy.
need to know this one thing. I don't want it suddenly showing me 7 different versions of the exact thing that I just watched. Like, so I'll, but I'm conscious of this, and I think I'm developing a complex over thinking about what the algorithm is going to start recommending me.
This is exactly my point, though. That's why I use DuckDuckGo and like I try and avoid all these things. It's because I just don't want like all this. I don't want to be inundated just because I like search for a kayak UV protectant. Doesn't mean I want my next 6 months of like ads in Gmail to be, Formula 303, right? It's like it's ridiculous.
Wait.
And
There's sunscreen for your kayak?
yeah.
What?
You don't want to get sunburned.
You got to
on the
use
kayak,
lube
that would
when
be-
you're polishing your
No.
kayak,
I'm
you know
thinking
what I'm saying?
it's not it's not sunscreen for you while you're kayaking. It's specifically
No.
a thing that you put on your kayak to prevent it from burning.
Yeah. UV protectant. Yeah.
Wow.
it's plastic.
How would you not want recommendations on things about kayaks then? What if you're missing something?
Because anytime you search for products, I don't like searching for products in anything Google related, because you just get ads internally for that stuff.
Yeah.
Or Amazon. Amazon's the same way.
Yeah, I know.
I have a dummy account for Amazon too that I look up stuff on Amazon.
Oh, boy.
Because I don't want to just like be
burner accounts everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh man. Is there anything else this week to talk about?
Let me check my notes.
Oh no, Eric, did you get up to anything cool or fun? Fun and cool?
No, not really. I think Wolong was the last thing. Basically, I just like getting beaten by the boss many times, but that was about it, really. I guess the next kind of big things are. It's kind of quiet now until God of War and Pokemon. Really, they're kind of our last big things to see the year out. The new God of War trailer was awesome, but apart from that,
God, that was really awesome, wasn't it?
I'm so excited for that.
I was like, I could watch a movie about this easily.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies, they dropped the Last of Us HBO trailer today.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really? I gotta watch that. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch the TV show Alone?
No.
That's the one where they drop 10 contestants off in the woods and they have to survive basically with nothing.
Oh, any of them die?
Oh.
Not yet, but man, some of them have gotten pulled out sick. The most recent season, they did Alone Frozen, and they brought in a bunch of people who came in like second, third, or fourth. So they didn't win, but they stayed there for a long time in
they're
previous
fighters.
seasons.
Yeah.
And man, it was the most depressing thing I've ever watched. It's a show that's given me a lot of enjoyment over the time, but all these, like half of the contestants quit in the first couple of weeks because they're like, I do not want to put my body through this again. It took years to recover the first time. I had like like teeth falling out. I had bone problems. I had muscle problems. They basically starve themselves for the entire time they're there, right? Oh my God! It was the. I might stop watching the show after watching this most recent season.
Really?
Turnip and
I
Chat
don't
said,
know if I can support this.
Turnip and Chat
I'm surprised they're allowed to actually film that, because that's like quite dangerous.
Yeah, I'm sure they have to sign all sorts of stuff to like sign away their lives to get on the show. But they make good money, like $500,000 if you win. But if you come in second place, you just leave skinny and hungry and poor.
That's rough. I got to point it out. Yeah, Turnip and Chat said Briar watching the scenario of where they eat Briar. That's why he's a fan of the show. He's like, what would happen? Yeah, any of them turn to cannibalism? For that 500,000?
No, because they're so far away from each other. They're all, part of being on the show alone is that they're alone, right? So they're not. There's 10 contestants, but there's also 10 different. They're in 10 different parts of the forest all by themselves.
Yeah, I guess.
It's a fascinating show, but man, this season, it has been kind of tough to watch. Like these people just saying, "Oh yeah," like it took me 2 years to I was so malnourished that it took me 2 years to recover, like physically.
Jesus,
that is insane,
right? And then they decided to come back. But they're like, fuck this.
Why did they come back?
$500,000.
Why did they come back? They should have just said nah.
You romanticize. You forget the pain, right?
Sure,
You forget the pain. You romanticize the experience, but when you're actually put back in that situation, you start to feel those hunger pangs, and then you remember losing those teeth and all those doctor visits and like
Jesus.
Yeah.
I also feel like for that, like, I mean, $500,000 is a lot of money, but for that, I don't feel like that's a suitable prize for that. I feel like it needs to be like $5 million for like if you win this thing.
Rich for the rest of your life. A lot of the contestants have gone on to have rather successful YouTube channels based on survival. So they've been able to
now
capitalize
they get to work themselves to death in the YouTube grind.
They're doing bushcraft videos.
And now they're stuck to survival specifically too. They can't even branch out.
That's the other thing, right? Is they'll have to go and do more of these challenges on their YouTube channel. Oh fuck.
So what we're saying
alone in the algorithm.
What we're saying is that if you go and search for this on YouTube right now, you're going to get a recommendation of all the past people who are winners that started making YouTube channels about this.
Oh no, it's not just winners. The losers will do it too.
Sure, yeah, losers as well, yeah.
2 of them are in big trouble in Canada because they went to Canada to a state or a national forest or something, and they broke a bunch of fucking laws while they were up there.
Did
and
they fly a
of course, filmed
drone?
it for YouTube?
Did
They flew a drone.
Flew a drone?
They went fishing. They killed animals. You know, they
can't
did
do
all
that.
sorts of stuff that you're not allowed to do in that spot.
The
So
point
one of
a
them was a
national
Canadian
park is
resident.
to, like, protect.
Preserve it, yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I
document
think it
your
depends.
destroying of it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Oh man. Well,
Only
that's,
1 month till Oak Island returns.
there you go. Oak Island. I think we should probably wrap it up.
I think so. It's been a
Yep.
long episode.
It has. Thank you very much for hanging out, listening, watching. We appreciate it. Shout out to our Patreon members and our Twitch subs for supporting the shows on the feed. We'll see you next week. You know? And yeah. Thanks for watching.
Cool.
Bye, everyone.
Call your mother.
SideQuest complete. Ding! We need the bell.
Bing.